Your salary slip says conveyance allowance. So does that automatically means it is tax free? Not necessarily. Every year, many salaried employees either miss a genuine tax benefit or claim this allowance incorrectly because they did not understand one important rule. And here is the surprising part. Even if your employer pays you a conveyance allowance, you may not be able to claim the entire amount as exempt. Why? Because the income tax rules do not look only at your salary slip. They also look at why the allowance was paid, whether you actually incurred the expense, and whether you can support your claim with documents. So before you file your income tax return, watch this video till the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to Deadline to Refund, the income tax series by NeethuOnStage. In this 7-part series, we are simplifying the salary allowances that are still relevant under the new tax regime, covering eligibility, supporting documents, practical examples, and common mistakes. Here is what's coming up. So part 1, especially this episode, we will be talking about conveyance allowance, part 2 on travel allowance, part 3 on daily allowance, and part 4 on transfer allowance, and part 5 disability transport allowance, and part 6 we will talk about the supporting documents, and part 7 the common mistakes and final checklist. So let's begin with the part 1, the conveyance allowance. So what is conveyance allowance? Let us start with the basics. Conveyance allowance is an allowance paid by an employer to meet the expenses an employee incurs while traveling for official duties. The words official duties are very important. For example, suppose your manager asks you to visit a client or attend a meeting at another office, or submit a document to a government department, or travel to another location as part of your job. The expenses you incur for such official travel may qualify under conveyance allowance. But many employees confuse this with a daily commute between home and office. That is not the same thing. We will discuss this difference shortly because it's one of the biggest mistakes taxpayers make. Is conveyance allowance exempt under the new tax regime? Now comes the most important question. Can you claim conveyance allowance under the new tax regime? The answer is yes, subject to the applicable conditions. The allowance should be for expenses incurred while performing official duties. Merely having conveyance allowance mentioned in your salary structure doesn't automatically make it tax-free. The nature of the expense matters, and the purpose of the travel matters, and your supporting documents matter. The most important rule is the actually spent. This is the rule that many taxpayers overlook. Let us understand it with an example. Imagine your employer pays you Rs 3,000 every month as a conveyance allowance. During the year, you receive total of 36,000. But your actual official expenses are only 22K. So can you claim 36K as your exemptions? No, the exemption is generally restricted to the lower of the allowance received or the amount actually spent for official duties. So in this case, only 22,000 may qualify. So this is why maintaining record is extremely important. Conveyance allowance versus transport allowance. Now let's clear up one of the biggest areas of confusion. Many people think conveyance allowance and transport allowance are the same. They are not. Conveyance allowance is for travel while performing official duties, whereas transport allowance generally relates to traveling between your home and office. These are completely different concepts under the tax rules. Understanding this difference can help you avoid making an incorrect claim in your income tax return. So next is the supporting documents you should maintain. Now comes the most practical part of this video. If tomorrow the income tax department asks you, can you prove this claim? Will you have the evidence? Here are the documents you should keep. Salary structure, employer HR policy, official travel approval, manager's email, and taxi bills, cab invoices, fuel bills, toll receipts, parking receipts, bus tickets, train tickets, flight tickets, hotel bills if applicable, and expense reimbursement statement. And one document that very few employees maintain but can extremely useful is a simple travel log. Your travel log can include the date, place visited, purpose of travel, amount spent. This creates a clear record linking your expenses to official work. So my suggestion is scan all the documents and store them digitally if you ever need them later. Let's check out the common mistakes. 5 common mistakes. Claiming the entire allowance without checking the actual expenditure. Second one, claiming home to office travel as office travel. Throwing away the bills after filing the return. And fourth, assuming every monthly conveyance allowance is automatically exempt. And fifth is claiming personal travel expense as official expenses. Avoid these mistakes and you will already be ahead of many taxpayers. So final check before filing your ITR. Before you claim conveyance allowance, ask yourself these 5 questions. Was the travel for official duties? Did you actually incur the expense? Do you have the supporting documents? And are you claiming only what actually spent? And the fifth one is, can you explain the purpose of the travel if required? If the answer is yes to all 5, you are in such a stronger position to support your claim. So today's key takeaway is simple. Conveyance allowance is not automatically tax-free just because it's mentioned in your salary slip. The travel should be for official duties and the expense should actually be incurred. And you should maintain a proper supporting documents. Getting these basics right can help you file your income tax return more confidently and avoid unnecessary issues later. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, please like this video and share it with your colleagues and subscribe to NeethuOnStage. In episode 2 of the Deadline to Refund of Income Tax series, we will discuss the travel allowance, who can claim it, what expense qualified, the document you will need to record. And until then, take care, file wisely, and I will see you in the next episode of Deadline to Refund Income Tax series. And particularly now for the next 7 videos, we will be talking on the different allowances which are eligible under new tax return.